all, how are you? Again, this is Mr. Adab Salah. Today we'll discuss word problems. It's like a general chapter which includes many topics inside it, but we need to learn the technique and the methods how to solve word problems. Okay, so let's start with question one. Question one is: John drove from his house to his office at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. If the trip took 40 minutes, how far in miles is it going to be from John's house to his office? Learn this, even like in other material like physics, math, chemistry. Okay, you need to include the given part in small box. Okay, so let's just put a box here. Okay, check this. Okay, this is a box, and the average speed is 30 miles per hour. Type. So V is equal 30 mile per hour. Fine, that's the first point I need to put. The second part is 40 minutes. Okay, this is the time. It's 40 minutes. The problem here that I'm facing is actually in general and scientific subjects, you need, if you want to solve, okay, any scientific questions, you need to unite all units. So the speed here, the velocity is 30 miles per hour, okay, and the time is 40 minutes. So of course, since you are dealing with miles per hour, you need to change from minutes to what? To hour. So think before you start solving and getting the total distance from his office to his house, or the other way, house to his office. Okay, you need first of all to change 40 minutes to what? To hours, which means that I know that. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay, so if I want to change the 40 minutes in hours, how many hours the 40 minutes? Let's check. So this is going to be 40 minutes. That's going to be 2/3. Mr. From where you got this? So if you solve it, you remember that we did it in the ratios, proportions. If I want to get this part, so it's 40 multiply 1 divide 60, which is going to be equal to 2/3. 40 multiply 1 divide 60, and that's the time. Now, if I want to calculate the distance, remember, always the rate is equal distance over time. So if I want to calculate the distance, check this. If I want to calculate the distance, think, okay, that's going to be, it's rate times time, velocity times time, speed times time, all will work with you. So it's going to be rate times time. So what's the rate that we have? 30 times what? 2/3. Okay, so after that, if I want to just solve this, divide by 3, divide by 3, so 10 times 2, that's going to be 20 miles. Okay, at the end it is 20 miles. Okay, just remember, you need to always unite the units before solving the question. See you in question 2. A concession stand, okay, sells soda in 2 sizes, small and large. Okay, a small soda costs $1.5, okay, and a large soda costs $2.5. So one day, 200 sodas, okay, were sold for a total of $360. How many small sodas were sold? Okay, we took such question before in the way, which is called the simultaneous equation. Okay, so you need to now arrange and construct the equations before you solve them. So the first equation that I know that the total amount of bottles or sodas there or cans, that is what? 200 sodas. So in this case, I can say that x plus y is equal to 100. Right? What do you think? Is it correct? So x plus y is equal to 100. Okay, mister. What's the next step? How to do it? Think. One. Okay, so the next one is going to be, I know that x plus y is equal to 100, but this is the equation of quantity. What about the equation of money? So that's going to be the $1.5 for a small soda and $2.5 for the large soda. So I can say that it's 1.5x plus 2.5y is equal to how much? 360, right? So 360. So in this case, I have two simultaneous equations which can I solve. And I mentioned that maybe in chapter 2 or 3, okay, that if you want to solve a simultaneous equations, there are three methods. The first thing is substitution, the second method is elimination, and the third method is using graphs. Check that on YouTube, and we'll see later, inshallah, in other courses how we can solve detailed one simultaneous equations. But after solving the simultaneous equations here, okay, we can say that the answer is going to be, if we do the only choice, okay, I can have that I can multiply the whole equations by 2.5. Okay, so I can cancel y, or I can multiply the whole equations by 1.5, so to cancel x. At the end, the question asks me how many small sodas, okay, were sold. To make it short, okay, after solving the simultaneous equation, so in this case, x is equal to 140. Okay, x is equal 140. Just remember, you can multiply the first one by 2.5 to eliminate y, or you can multiply the first one by 1.5 to eliminate what? X. Let me do this step for you and I will leave the rest for you. Okay, check this. Multiplying the first equations by 2.5, that's going to be 2.5x plus here 2.5y is equal to 200 times 2.5. Okay, that's going to be, we put the zeros, okay, and it's going to be 2 times 2.5, which is equal to how much? That's going to be equal to 5, and at the end is going to be 5,000 so far, I believe so. Just let me check, 1 second. So 2.5 times 200, that's going to equal 500. In this case, I need to solve now these two equations. Okay, and after that I get x is equal 140. Thank you very much. See you in question 3. Let's do question 3. Okay, let's do some magic. What do you think? Check this. The product of two consecutive positive integers. Chapter 1, remember? Okay, is 12 more than 12 times the sum of those two integers. First of all, before I solve anything, I need to think how to construct the equation. So what is the smaller of the two integers? And remember, it's what? Positive integers. Okay. The product of two consecutive positive integers. Let's do it step by step. Two positive consecutive integers, that's going to be, let's call it n times n plus 1. The first one, the first integer, the second one is the other integer, which is like as an example 1 and 2. The sentence itself, which will show you how you can flip or change it to mathematic. So integers is means what? Equals. That's equal to, okay, 12 more than 12 times. 12 more means 12 plus. 12 times the sum of these two integers, which means 12 times the sum, which means n plus 1. Integer 1 and integer 2. That's the equation. So let's just do first, second. That's going to be n squared minus n is equal to 12 plus 12n plus n 2n, which means 24n, okay, plus 12 times 1, okay, that's going to be equal to 12. So again, n plus n 2n, 2n multiply 12, okay, which is 24n, plus what? 12. Now, as usual, we shift everything to left. That's going to be n squared minus n minus 24n minus 12 minus 12. That's equal to 0. Okay? After that, what shall I do? N squared minus 25n. So n squared minus 25n minus 24 is equal to, yes, is equal to 0. Okay? Going back to factorization, how we can factorize this? Think? What do you think? You can use calculator, you can use factorization method, standard way. Check this. Open bracket, equals 0. Okay, so in this case, it's n. The first sign comes as it is. Negative times negative, positive. Two numbers, I multiply them, which gives me 24, and their subtraction, okay, is equal to 25. Let me check the calculations again, guys. Okay, let me check everything is just settled as we checked here. That's n squared. This is my mistake. Check this guy. Okay, it's plus n. So okay, no problem. I'm not going to repeat the cassette. Just check this. N squared plus n. Now I'm going to shift. Yes. So that's going to be n squared plus n minus 24n, okay, which is equal to also here minus 24, just make it a shortcut, okay, and at the end that's going to be n squared minus 23n, but minus 24 is equal to 0. Yes, this is perfect. See, sometimes maybe one sign will break everything, will make the issue for the whole question. So check this now. Again, open bracket is equal to 0. It's n minus times minus plus. Yes, again the same thing. Two numbers, I multiply them. It gives me what? 24, and their subtraction is 23. Easily, it's 24 times 1. 24 times 1. Okay, so we can say that n minus 24 is equal to 0, which means n minus 24 is equal to 0, means that n is equal to 24, or n plus 1 is equal to 0. That means in this case n plus 1 is equal to 0. That means that n is equal to negative 1. So of course, since it's a positive integer, we choose what? N is equal to 24. Okay, thank you very much. See you in question 4. Now, before I read, just think that always you can make it, always you can solve, you have the skills, okay, and be confident. Don't be afraid, because it's just a word problem. I always advise my students, because sometimes they feel like, Mr. the word problems, it's for me like it's a panic. I can't take it. I'm afraid to do it. No, relax. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. Let's go. Yeah, come on. If Brian can paint a fence, okay, in 4 hours, and Scott can paint the same fence, okay, in 6 hours, okay, when working together, how long will it take the two of them to pay difference. Check this. If they work together, it means their speed combines together. We're going to combine their speeds. Now it's going to be velocity 1 plus velocity 2 is equal velocity total. That's if we're talking in physics. But since it's just a job, speed 1 plus speed 2 is equal to total speed. Speed 1 means we can say distance over time, if we're talking about distance, job over time, something over time. That's my speed. So doing one job for like Brian in 4 hours. What about Scott? He's doing the same job in 6 hours. So something over time, which is a rate, the speed of doing something. And that gives me the total speed for them. So how to do fractions? Okay, unite the denominator. The LCD, least common denominator for 4 and 6 is going to be 12. Okay, times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2, which is equal 5 over 12. Okay, that's doing the 5 fence in how many? 12 hours. 5 fence and 12 hours. But I want to do only one fence. So what I'm going to do? There are many ways in ratios, proportionality. Okay, check this. So I'm going to do 12 divide 5, which means that I can do, if I want to divide, okay, the hours on the 5, okay, each fence will take me 2.4 hours. Okay, in this case, this is the number of hours and this is the number of fence that I'm doing. Okay, which means that one fence over 4 hours, the other one fence over 6 hours, it will give me 5 fences, okay, over what? 12 hours. But together, if I want to get the time, I need to flip that. So the time divide what? The number of fences, which is equal to 12 over 5, which is equal to 2.4 hours. Okay. Question 5. Rathake wrote down 3 consecutive odd integers. Remember, 3 consecutive odd integers. What does that mean? Think. She then multiplied the first one by 2, the second one by 3, and the third one by 4. Okay. If the sum of all 6 numbers is 400, what is the first number she wrote? Check this. Let us just organize our work. Step 1, 3 consecutive odd integers, which means that it's n plus 2, n plus 4. Those are 3 consecutive odd integers. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 4, 1 plus 2, 3, and 1 plus 4, 5. So 1, 3, 5, as an example. That's an example. So 3, okay. After that, the fourth number she multiplied, okay, the first one by how much? 2. That's going to be 2n. And the fifth one, or the second one, by 3. That's going to be 3 times n plus 2. And the last one, she multiplied by how much? By 4. That's going to be 4 multiplied by n plus 4. And then she asked to get the sum of all the 6 numbers, which is equal to 400. So that's going to be, check the steps, n plus 2, the second number, plus the third number, n plus 4, plus the fourth number, which is 2n, plus the fifth number, which is 3n plus 2, plus the sixth number, which is 4 times n plus 4. That's equal to how much? 400. Okay, that's equal to how much? 400. Check this. N plus n, check this. Let's expand. There's going to be n plus 2 plus n plus 4 plus 2n plus 3n plus 6 plus 4n plus 16 is equal to 400. Okay? Now, this is n. Sorry. Okay. This is n. This is n. This is n. Here you have n also. 2n, 3n, 4n. Another one. This is a number. We have here numbers 6, 16, and 400. Okay, can you see that? So now, n, n2, n plus n3, n plus 2n, 5n plus 3n, 8n plus 4, 12n. That's going to get 12n plus 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 16, that's going to equal to 28, which is equal to 400. Okay, shifting the 28 there, that's 12n is equal 400 minus 28, as you can see here. Okay, then n is equal 400 minus 28 all over 12, and that gets you 31. So the first odd number is what, guys? 31. As you can see, 31. So the second one is going to be 33, and the third one is going to be 35. Okay, thank you very much. Catch you in chapter 7.